this masterclass or selected this topic so that all of you can gain benefits out of this masterclass. And for this masterclass, we have invited the speaker of the day, Mr. Avik Chakraborty. I would like to introduce Mr. Avik Chakraborty with our participants today. He is a distinguished soft skills trainer with over 15 years of experience and has made a significant impact across country. His extensive career is marked by his dedication to enhancing key interpersonal skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, emotional intelligence, and conflict resolution. Mr. Avik has successfully delivered a wide range of training programs tailored to meet the unique need of various industries. His engaging and interactive approach ensures that participants not only gain valuable insights but also acquire practical skills that can be immediately applied in their professional lives. Throughout the career, Mr. Avik has worked with diverse groups from corporate executives to mid-level managers and entry-level employees, always adapting his training style to effectively reach and resonate with the audience. His ability to foster the environment of learning and growth has consistently led to improve the performance and morale among the participants. To summarize, Mr. Chakrabarti brings a wealth of knowledge, a passion for personal development, and a proven track record of empowering individuals and teams to achieve their full potentials. Over to you, Avik sir.
Thank you so much, Arpit sir. That was so wonderful of you to give that lovely introduction. I'm highly overwhelmed. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this. I hope all my participants can hear me clearly. I hope I'm audible.
Participants can participate through the chat also. Participants, you can make use
Yes.
of the chat box.
I would like to hear it from my participants if they can hear me all clear. I hope there is no problems. Mm. Well, participants, I would request you to use the chat box and say a yes or a hi so that at least we know that you can hear all of us clearly. It makes it easier. Well, Arpit sir, since I do not hear anything from anyone, I'm assuming that they can hear.
So let me check the chatting facility also, whether it is available with them also.
Right, right. So I'm just waiting for a minute.
Sure. Avik sir, I think candidates can send the chat now.
Okay, now since it is enabled, I would request. Okay, now, yeah, see, instantly we get so many messages. Oh, wow. Look at the chat box, sir. It's like, oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Now I can see all your chats. How are you all doing today? How excited are you all? Very excited? Super excited? Yes. And this excitement is what is going to give us a lot of results. This makes us, this makes us feel that, okay, we are here to do something. Uh, every minute of our life should always be utilized to the fullest of our knowledge, and that's exactly what we are going to do here today. So we'll talk a little about motivation, but this motivation is not just normal motivation that you feel motivated every morning. Once you wake up, you just feel motivated, you feel you are going to do something. There is something very special that everybody who is successful today, they all had a dream, and it all starts with a dream. So we all will talk about the basic motivation skill, and of course we are going to discuss the different theories of motivation. Let's set our goals for the day. Now, as I'm sharing my screen, I believe this is visible to you as well. So goal setting for the theory of motivation, let's get into that. Now, what is the objective? What is that main objective for which we all are here today? Let's understand the very basic concept of it. But before understanding the concept, it would be great if I could hear it from you directly. So, before getting into the PPT, let us first have a little conversation. Let us understand each other a little better. Then, probably, we can do other things. So I would want, a few of you to unmute yourself and share your experiences, that why have you enrolled yourself here in this course, in this university, and what is it that you are looking forward to. So somebody like to share that with me? I want to hear it from you. So it would be great if you unmute yourself and start sharing your stories. Very good afternoon. Yes, I can see so many of you so excited, writing so many things. Why don't you take up the microphone and start speaking? I hope they can, right? Arpit sir, if I'm not mistaken, they can take up the microphone and they can speak, right? Do they have that rights? Ah, okay. We don't have that option to turn on the mic. Hmm. Right, right, right. Okay, okay. Now I got it. Now I got it. No worries. We'll do all the writing, we'll do all the talking through the chat box only. Don't worry. And by the end, there is a question answer round, and I'm sure they are going to enable this option for all of you. In like by the end of this entire session, by the time we finish, you all can have that option available for all of you. So don't worry. Let us now discuss about what we are going to do, and do it now. Let's do it now. So okay, I hope all of you can see my screen. So let me do this. Explain what is motivation. Now, in a very, very simple funda, let us not get into very complicated words and terms. Let us understand what motivation is. Now, for me, motivation is an idea that makes you feel better. Motivation is an idea that makes you dream bigger. That's motivation for me. So what I start with, what is the beginning of the day, you know the the very beginning of the day, is motivation for me. So when I start thinking about what I'm going to do for this entire day, and that kind of gives me enough push to start doing that, and that's motivation for me. Next, explain what is goal setting theory of motivation. So let's not get into all bombastic words and let's not make it complicated. Rather, let's understand things in a very simple manner. Like, what is goal setting? Now, you all might have enrolled for different courses here, the online version or whatever. Now, why have you done that? You all must have done that with one very sincere thought in your mind. You might have thought that, okay, this course can open up new doors in my career, and maybe that is going to give me a better opportunity, a better perspective to understand more people in the future. I'll be more successful, I'll be more prosperous. That is all that you might have thought about yourself. And that's why you have enrolled yourself for a certain curriculum, whatever curriculum it is. Now, that's motivation for me. I believe that is motivation. When you have a thought in your mind which is very concrete, when you know that, okay, this is exactly where I'm heading to, and my path would lead me to this destination, that's motivation to me. So, different people have different approaches and ideas of motivation, but for me, motivation means simple: it is the journey and the destination. That's motivation. And I believe destination, when you reach, but the journey itself is motivation. When sometimes you need strength, inner strength. Sometimes you need strength from the people around you. Sometimes you need strength from people who are very close to your heart, with whom you have a very strong bond. Sometimes you need strength from your friends, families, of course, the biggest backbone, they are always there. Now, all of these factors put together, that is what stands for motivation for me. When we all can start, when we start to put everything together, and that makes us go that entire path, that is motivation for me. Describe the need for goal setting in organizations. Now, I am working with LPU. There are thousands of other people, other faculty members who are working with LPU. Now, what is the purpose? If I ask you, of course, I know you will be, all of you will be giving me the same answer, that, okay, the purpose is to earn money. I agree. At the end of the day, why am I working? Because I'm paid. I'm simply paid for this. But then again, I'll share a small story with you. I know this is not relevant, but still, let me share this. Maybe that can give a better view of who I am, and that can help you to think who you are. So, in one point of my career, I decided to work in other profiles except teaching. That profile, that job was, of course, paying me more than as a teacher, as a faculty. But still, I took it up because I was very young and I thought a lot of money is coming my way. So I took up that job. I started working there. And 6 months, 7 months, 8 months down the line, I was getting, my account was getting a lot of money. But at the same time, I wasn't feeling happy. Every morning I would drag myself, push myself to the office, and somehow from the morning, like 9 or 10 a.m., I would start thinking when my day would end and when I would go back home. So that, the motivation for me at that moment was, the only motivation was money, a lot of money, a big salary coming my way into my bank account. But then, how long can you live with that? So, with that good amount of money, I could survive that job for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, and now it was going here. It was literally suffocating me. At one point of time, I decided, no, I cannot continue this with anymore, because this is not getting me anywhere. I'm just lost. I'm just in the middle of nothing. What am I doing? Money is okay, but then I'm not happy. So what I always feel, that we all work for a level of satisfaction, and this is one fact where I can vouch you. I am the biggest live example that nobody can work without uh, the satisfaction that needs to be achieved. So if I say you that I'll give you a job that you hate doing, but I'll be giving you double, triple, four times, five times the money, you you might be tempted initially. Initially, you might think, okay, wow, that's a good amount of money. Let's, why not? If you give me money, I can do everything. I mean, that's generally, we all think when we are young. But then how long? The question is, how long? 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, and then you start suffocating yourself. You start feeling that you are not going anywhere. Your career has come to a standstill. You are broken from inside. You are heartbroken. You are not happy. At the end of the day, you are not happy. You cannot face yourself. So that money part cannot work for a very long time. It has to eventually end. And once it ends, the life becomes, it becomes terrible. The life itself becomes terrible for any of us to understand and to accept it. So I believe that we all work for satisfaction. Money is definitely an important part of it, but it's not the most important part. Most important part would always be your happiness. You should be happy when you go back to sleep at night, and that's the best priceless thing that anybody can even imagine. So we all are working for money and for satisfaction, let's take it. But then, whichever company we are working for, that company has a goal. So every individual person is giving their best. And why? Because they all are, aiming at that goal. They all are trying to reach the goal or the destination of the company. So here, your personal goal is not a big deal. Rather, the goal of the company is the biggest deal. And all of you are individually putting your efforts to reach that pinnacle, reach that peak, that height that the company wants to achieve. So basically, you all are directing your energy and hard work towards achieving one particular thing in life. Now, that's goal setting. This is goal setting, because you are aligning all your energy, all your hard work, all your knowledge towards one thing. You want to achieve something. So that's goal setting for me. Explain the features of goal setting theory. Okay. Explain the types of goals that we are going to discuss in the future, in the next slides. Explain the principles of goal setting. Describe the hierarchy of goals, like from lower to higher or from higher to lower, as we call it, ascending and descending. Explain the Law-Clatham goal setting model. Explain the steps of goal setting. Explain relation between goal difficulty and performance. Explain the role of feedback in goal setting. Explain the role of managers' influence in goal setting. Now, all of these are very, very difficult terms. They have a lot of meaning to it. But since all of you are very new and fresh to this environment, so my whole concept is not to bombard you with a lot of vocabulary, lot of difficult words. Rather, it is important for all of us to understand why have we gathered here, and what is that one thing that we all are aiming at. And that's exactly what we call goal setting is. Now, George Decker works as a project manager at Globus Inc. Now, this is a scenario that I'm explaining to all of you. Listen to this story very carefully. George Decker works as a project manager at Globus Inc. He is responsible for managing a team of 7 members. So, George Decker is a person, he is managing a team of 7 members. George has been facing a lot of problems with his team members. George and the team members, they do not align. For some reason, personal, professional, they do not align. There is some problem with the alignment. What the team wants, George doesn't understand. What George wants, the team doesn't understand. So there is always some clash of interest there. All of George's team members are demotivated and do not have the enthusiasm or zeal to work. As a result, since they know that the leader who is sitting on top of them do not understand or reciprocate the emotions that these people have, so they are losing their interest. These people are feeling sorry for themselves. They are not happy to work. They cannot give their 100%. They are not being productive just because they have lost all the motivation there. The leader himself, is blank. That position is zero. So that position is not aligning with anybody. So this, all the other 7 people are extremely sad about it. Let's see what happens next. George was a participant in a workshop on motivation for managers to help them motivate their team members and get the best out of each employee. Now, George suddenly remembered that he had attended a workshop on motivation, how to motivate people, how to make your team work for you. He remembered that, okay, he had attended all of that, and now he has the knowledge. These many days he was not applying all that knowledge on these 7 people now, but now he remembers about that workshop that he had done, and he knows that, okay, this is the way I can, make an interaction with all the team members and try to find out where the gaps are, why they are not being unproductive, why they're not being, you know so lethargic about the job. So let me find out, let me address the problems, and let's have a solution. Let's find a solution to that. This workshop was arranged by the human resources team of Globus for all the managers of Globus. Now, this is essential, just for your information. I'm telling you, all my children, that this is essential that every company that you work with, from time to time, every company should ideally be arranging for different workshops and trainings for all the employees. Now, George also remembered that he also had attended a training, a workshop like that. So now he remembers, okay, what all has been taught to him. Probably he can apply and implement all those ideas among all his members. Maybe things would become better. Let's see what happens next. At the workshop on motivation, George learned about the goal setting theory of motivation. Goal setting theory of motivation states that goal setting is essentially linked to task performance. For example, let's not consider all the hard things in life. Let's consider a very easy thing. For example, you wake up one morning, you leave the bed, and then you're feeling, okay, what shall I do today? Let's keep it fun. So let's assume you are going out with your friends today. Okay, you are going out with your friends today. This is what you have decided for the day. So we'll not talk work, we'll only talk fun, so that this session becomes very interactive. So you decided, okay, that I'll go out with my friends today. Now in this session, who all are my audience right now, I'm sure there are many boys and girls, right? Both the genders we have in this audience. Now I'll be speaking once for the boys, and I'll be speaking once for the girls. So, as a boy, of course, I can say that, okay, I have decided to go out with my friends. So, what shall I do? I shall check if my jeans that I'm going to wear, if it is all right, if my t-shirt is looking good, if I have anything left in my hair gel ka dabba, if it is empty, क्योंकि gel well लगा के निकलना पड़ेगा ना. So, I need to check if my hair gel is working fine, if if my sunglasses are okay, या टूट वूट तो नहीं गया. So, I'll just check, I'll ensure. And as a girl, what I would do, I would think in the morning itself, okay, since I'm going out with my friends today, the first thing that I'll check is like if I have any new dress. And you would think, no, all my dresses, all my friends have seen more than 5 times. How can I repeat? So that's a very common problem that all of you would start thinking, okay, I don't have anything new and interesting to wear. Okay, somehow you have managed to get a new dress, or maybe something you remember that you have bought yesterday or last week and you haven't worn that. So of course that is one thing that you have with yourself. So now your dress is sorted. Now immediately once your dress is done, you will have to start thinking about, okay, what jewelry should I wear? It would be these danglers or a small top or maybe earrings, or what kind of, uh, ear jewelry, and then neck piece, and then bracelets, and then, girls would actually start painting their nails, and they will start thinking to blow dry their hair and do some curls or whatever. Now see one thing very interesting. Today morning you woke up, you decided to do something fun, you decided to go out with your friends, but still you have had all the actions done to reach that goal. So your goal was to go out with your friends. But you see, to do that, to be able to finish that task of going out with your friends, all these steps are done so meticulously. All the steps are done beautifully. You have not skipped any one of them. Whatever you decided you would do, you have done that. Be that hair, be that makeup, be that dress, be that jewelry, be that lipstick, be that perfume. So you have actually maintained everything. Now these are the steps that takes us closer to the goal. These are the steps we need to follow even in our career to reach there, because we know that we need to reach there. Whatever it takes to reach there, we'll have to do all of them. And we cannot afford to skip, because every step is equally important. Now, if you say this to a girl that, okay, you are going out with your friends, but today you are not allowed to paint your nails, then she would be very upset. Halaki, when you go out, even if your nails are not painted, nobody is going to come and even see. People will not even notice. But the girl herself would think that, okay, since I could not, paint my nails, so maybe my fingers are not looking nice. She herself is losing her confidence. The rest of the world might not even see that you are not wearing your nail paint, but you yourself start losing your confidence. So, and similarly, if for a boy, if you think that I'm going to wear my white pair of sneakers with the jeans today, and then you take out that white pair of sneakers and you see it's very dirty, you forgot to clean that, then, and now if you wash it, of course it won't dry before you go out, and the next 1 hour 2 hours it won't dry because sneakers are heavy. Now you are left with no choice. You are wearing those dirty sneakers. Continuously in your head you are thinking, यार मेरे पैर कितने गंदे लग रहे हैं, मेरे शूज कितने खराब लग रहे हैं. Now the whole of the world, they are so busy, they have no time to even look into your shoes and decide, okay, your shoes are not looking nice. They will not even notice, but you yourself will start losing confidence. You will feel that, okay, maybe this is not good, people are looking at me, maybe people are laughing at me, they what they are thinking, this guy doesn't clean his shoes or what. So now what happens, all of these steps, when you skip even the slightest of them, you start losing your own confidence. And the moment you lose your confidence, the whole target of reaching there stops somewhere. So, as a team, when you try to reach there, you have to follow all the steps. You can't afford to skip even the slightest and the tiniest and the minutest of mistake or a portion that you can afford to skip. You can't, because that would impact your destination. Now, the next slide says, after attending the workshop, George learned that one of the best ways to motivate his team members is through goals. So, here also, we are doing the same thing. We are going out with our friends. That is the goal. To be able to go to that goal or to reach that goal, we are following all the steps required, so that when we are out with our friends, the first thing when my friends see me that day when I go out, first, when we all have a meeting point, right, where all the friends come and we start our journey from there. So we all, what we want, whenever I reach there, all my friends would look at me and say, wow, arey wah, lovely shirt yaar. For girls they would say, arey wah, lovely dress. So we all want that, right? We all are greedy for that, कि मुझे देख के सब कोई तारीफ करे. Whichever way. Maybe I'm wearing a nice fragrance, they might say, wow. They might appreciate, saying, wow, you smell so good. Or maybe I'm wearing something nice, a nice shirt, a nice jeans, pair of jeans, or maybe lovely shoes. Or for girls it could be great cosmetics, great attire, great jewelry. So we all want people to say good about us, and that's the goal. And what we have done to reach that goal, we have taken care of all the steps possible, जो उस टाइम के लिए, उस दिन के लिए possible था, that we have done it all. George decides to apply the goal setting theory to motivate his team. Now, when George's team members set goals for themselves, they are filled with enthusiasm and feel challenged to achieve the set goal within the time frame specified by the deadline that they have set for each goal. This leads to an increase in the individuals as well as the team's overall performance. Again, let's relate this with the same example to understand. Every goal comes with a time frame. This is one thing that we all need to remember very well. दुनिया में कुछ भी इटर्निटी के लिए हम नहीं छोड़ सकते. Everything comes with a time frame. कैसे? सेम एग्जाम्पल, बार बार एक ही एग्जाम्पल लेने से इट बिकम्स easier for us to understand instead of me asking, taking 10 examples. So I'm putting that same example here. You have decided to go out with your friends. Now, the first thing that a girl would be doing is to maybe get ready with her hair. Now, hair, to do all the curl and do all that, that would take, girl decided, अच्छा उसमें तो मुझे 40 minutes लग जाएंगे. एंड देन उसके बाद मे बी कपड़े प्रेस करके ज्वेलरी के साथ मैच करके पहनने में 20-25 मिनट और लग जाएंगे. उसके बाद मे बी आई हैव टू फाइंड आउट, आई हैव टू डू माई मेकअप, जिसके लिए आई विल टेक अनदर हाफ एन आवर एटलीस्ट if I do it fast. फिर उसके बाद तो फाइनली आई विल टेक अप्रोक्सीमेटली मोटा मोटा 2.5 hours to get ready for this entire thing. Nail paint lagana, to get a shower done and to do your makeup and match your dress, everything. Now, what does this mean? This means that you are setting a deadline for every task. To do your hair, you would need 15 minutes. To do your makeup, you would need 40 minutes. To match your attire with the jewelry and to find out the right contrast, which earring is matching with this dress and looking good, you will take another 10-15 minutes, because you might have to put in one ear stud and take it out saying no ye zyada acha nahi lag raha hai, maybe you can try another one. So that process will take 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So now every individual task that you do, that is actually demanding and that comes with a time tag. And when you have that in your mind, that total ready होने में I'll take 2.5 hours. So if our meeting time is 4, that means मेरे घर से मीटिंग स्पॉट तक जाने में I'll take 40 minutes. तो मतलब if the meeting time is 4, तो मतलब I have to go out from my home at 3, because 40 minutes will keep 10-15 minutes extra in hand. So I'll go out at 3 from my home, and to be able to be out at 3, if I take 2.5 hours of time to prepare, that means I'll have to start my entire thing by 12:30 p.m. Now, this is something that I wanted to come to. See, when you back calculate, you actually get a time frame that is required. Similarly, for your professional life, you have a target achieved. Now, when you know that this much of this to reach this target, this much amount of task is involved, and every task comes with a time frame. So if we roll it backwards, then okay, the right time to start that task is now. Because if I am delayed now, then I will not be able to reach my target on time. I'll be delayed, I'll be late, which I don't want. Similarly, when you work in a team, this is very interesting. When you work in a team in a company, you all are given individual tasks, and you all are given individual timings also. This task would take this much of time, this task would take 3 weeks, this task would take 4 weeks, some task will take only 1 week. So now put together all these tasks, that this will take 2 months approximately to finish my project. And within this 2 months, it's all about magic. And magic is what? Teamwork. When one person is doing something, the other person feels okay, Chalo, let me help because I'm good at it. I think I can help him or I can help her. Let me do that so that instead of 3 weeks, maybe we can finish it off by 2.5 weeks. You know, half a week we have saved. And if we can finish the task before the deadline, then it's always party. And party here means, in corporate means, party means celebrations. Celebration of what? Celebration of achieving your goal. Celebration of being, giving your best, doing your priorities right, giving your best, and trying to be the most productive people on earth, and just being there, finishing the task before the deadline or on the deadline. So, when as a leader, if you can help your team members understand the value of time and, of course, their individual value, that without you, my team cannot survive. Without you, my team will not be able to perform, will not be able to reach where we want to, because every individual person is important in a team. और ये उनको एहसास दिलाना, to make them understand, that's exactly what we are looking at, and this is called team building. और यही team का overall performance will put us up. This will make us happy because we all have performed, we all have done the best, and now we know that, okay, we are on top. So that's exactly what George did. He understood the potential of every individual member, and then he started motivating. And now every individual member is motivated, they are elevated, they are happy, and they are giving their best, and now they are moving towards their destination. Therefore, you can understand that the goal setting theory of motivation is one of the most important process theories of motivation for motivating employees. So if I am a good employer, if I am employing somebody, my biggest job is to keep my employers happy, and that's what every organization tries to do, to give the best to their employees, right? Now, ये अलग बात है कि we as individual on being on the receiving end, हम लोग कभी भी खुश नहीं होते. You give me 100 rupees, I'm like okay 100, but ठीक है 200 रुपए मिलता तो ज्यादा खुश होता. So we humans are greedy. That way nobody can make us happy. True. ठीक है. But every company with whatever little or big resource they have, they always try to keep their employees very happy with the limited resources they have. और सबसे बड़ा रिसोर्स क्या है? ह्यूमन रिसोर्स. द पीपल दैट वर्क देयर. रिसोर्सेज बोले तो ये लैपटॉप और ये कंप्यूटर, ये सब कुछ रिसोर्स नहीं होता. दिस इज रिप्लेसेबल. ये हट जाएगा, दूसरा लैपटॉप या डेस्कटॉप आ जाएगा. बट if you are removed from the team, nobody can take your place. Yes, somebody can do your tasks, but we all add that individuality to that team that nobody else can do. So it's important that we understand our own value and start valuing ourselves. Then the company that we are working for, they will also start valuing us. Let us learn about goal setting theory of motivation. Okay. Goal setting is the process of setting, defining, and stating goals towards which individuals, teams, departments, and organizations will strive to achieve. See, यहाँ पे बड़े बड़े difficult words में the same thing is written. What we were discussing so far with a very easy example, going out with your friends wala example. So of course we have already understood that to be able to reach to a place, we all need to put our individual efforts, and that can lead to our fulfillment and achievement of our goals. Now, in 1960s, Edwin Locke put forward goal-setting theory of motivation. This theory states that goal setting is essentially linked to task performance. I told you guys, right? Because goal setting is essentially linked to task performance, because you know you have to go out with your friends, so now all of your tasks has to be done, right time pe nahana, right time pe khana khana, right time pe makeup karna. So all the tasks has to be accomplished before we reach that point. So it is associated, essentially linked with task performance. It states that specific and challenging goals along with appropriate feedback contribute to higher and better task performance. Now इसको भी एक easy example के through समझते हैं. Same example, I'm keeping the example same, I'm giving you different perspectives to it. Going out with your friends, same example. Now sometimes you are a bit confused that I should be wearing a blue shirt today, or maybe I should be wearing a black, because I know black, looks good on me. I'm very confident that way. But along with that, I know black is a very unlucky color. I have experienced whenever wear black, something wrong happens to me. So black looks good on me, but black is somehow unlucky color for me. What should I do? Should I wear black or should I wear blue? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me ask my mom, or let me call one of my friends and ask that should I be wearing black or blue? You think I look good in blue? Now, this is what we say, that for specific challenging goals, you need appropriate feedback. You need others' help to understand how to get that job done. Sometimes we might be in some dilemma. Sometimes we might not understand things. Sometimes our ideas are all over. Sometimes हमें ऐसा लगता है ना, अब बहुत हो गया, दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा. Now what is दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा है? और ये हो ही सकता है, we are not machines, we are human beings, neither we are robots. So we have our own emotions. We might be having a bad day or a good day. We might be stressed, we might be tensed, we might be happy, we might be sad, we might be angry. Emotions तो आ ही सकते हैं. So in that case, I cannot think of any solution. Now there, of course, you need the right feedback which can push you a little forward. So you always need to be around people who can give you right advice and idea. So the right feedback is essential in a team to be provided if you want that team to perform excellent. Similarly, when you are the team leader, you have to provide exact correct feedback to every team member so that they know what are the, and feedback does not only mean negative. आपका ये काम ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, no, it's not always that. Rather it is more of motivating and inspiring. You go and tell them, wow, that's amazing, you have done it splendid, man. मैं खुद भी करता तो इतना अच्छा नहीं कर पाता. Now sometimes we say such things just to make the other person feel good. And when the other person feels good, they actually perform even better. That's the magic of making somebody feel motivated. So हम लोग कभी कभी ऐसे बोल लेते हैं just to make the other person feel good, that wow, you have done it so beautifully, even I wouldn't be able to do this good. I don't think I would be able to do that. Now this other person feels elated, this other person feels so happy and proud that okay, I have done. And next time when this person is doing the job, he or she will put even 200%, not even 100. He will put 200% so that he does it even better, because now he knows he has set a own level, he has set his own level. Now that's a benchmark, he cannot go below the benchmark, so he will only have to perform above the benchmark. So you are helping somebody set benchmarks in life. Isn't that amazing? This is what a true leadership looks like, where you do not make the other person make you do not make the other person feel like you are the leader. Like ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं boss हूँ मुझे respect करो. No, that respect should come from within. It should come from your heart. You do things that will force the other person to respect you. And that's exactly what you are doing. You are inspiring, you are motivating, you are being kind, you are being soft, you are being helpful, you are being absolutely stunning leader. Somebody who has eyes on everything. but never being rude, never being impolite, never being bossy. No, we are not there to be bossy, because every profession deserves respect. So give the maximum respect that you can, and appreciate people for what they are good at. This will force that person to perform even better. Start appreciating, very important in life. Next, in simple words, goals indicate and give direction to an employee about what needs to be done and how much efforts are required to be put in. See, ultimately where we have come to, that goals help us to understand what we exactly need to do and which direction our life should take a turn towards the good, so that we know, okay, this is the idea that we have in our heads, and this is going to work wonderfully, because I can see my future from here. I can see how I can reach there, and take baby steps. To jump there and to dream to buy a Rolls Royce is good. I appreciate if you can have a dream of buying a Rolls Royce, but it should not be like, overnight I have to be a millionaire so that I can buy a Rolls Royce tomorrow. No, my first step essentially should be buying an i20 maybe. Second, I could go to a little higher class, maybe a Honda City. Then I can move on to a BMW. Maybe then I can go for a, you know, Audi, or maybe I can go one step ahead and maybe I can go for a Porsche, I can go for a Rolls Royce. So always, it's essential that we have steps for ourselves. You cannot jump one step, that is not going to take you anywhere, because you will slip and you will fall at the base. जो सीढ़ियाँ यहाँ से स्टार्ट है यहाँ तक है, चल के यहाँ तक आए हो, नाउ यू आर ट्राइंग टू टेक अ जंप, पैर स्लिप हो गया, तो यहाँ पे थोड़ी गिरोगे, पैर स्लिप हुआ तो सीधा जहाँ पे शुरू किया था वहीं गिर जाओगे. So it's better that you don't take that risk. Take small baby steps until you reach the top, the zenith, the place where you think you belong to. Need for goal setting. Why goal setting is important, why we all should be setting goals for ourselves. Number one, uh just a second. Uh, just a second. Yeah. First is higher risk, higher task performance efficiency, because once you start setting your goals, your performance efficiency grows. If previously you could do two tasks a day, now you can do three or four tasks a day, because you know you have to reach there. Somehow you will struggle to reach there. So your efficiency grows, reduces absenteeism, because you are being more responsible. You are being more responsible. If you think you I'll have to finish the job in the next 3 weeks, then you will stop yourself from going to be absent. You won't be absent because you know that you have a deadline to meet. You have 3 weeks time and the task is huge. If you are being absent, then how will you manage that task? जो एक दिन का बाकी रह जाएगा, pending task, उसको कैसे manage करेंगे? So you stop yourself from being absent. Three, reduces employee turnover, because there is something called attrition rate. ये हर कंपनी में होता है. When one person comes and that person leaves, and somebody else comes and that person also leaves, so there are too many people who are leaving that particular position. As a result, whatever responsibilities was given to that position or that person is now been pending for a very long time, क्योंकि कोई वहां पे टिक ही नहीं रहा है, तो काम को खत्म कौन करेगा? Now that is called attrition. Now what happens is, like, if somebody is sticking to the responsibilities and following the deadlines, then that person is finishing the task. Then we do not have to see a repetition of different employees coming and trying to do it differently, because one person is sticking to it and that person will finish it. So this makes the management of that task very, very easy. Next, improves corporate image. Of course, the corporate is doing fine. They are finishing all the projects on time. Do you think that the company will lack in anything? No. Their corporate image will be on top. The rest of all the whole world will look up to them saying कि वाह what a company. जितना time लेता है उतने time पे हमेशा काम खत्म करके देता है. What a lovely company. They never delay with their tasks and with their kind of promises. They are always on time to deliver their promises. So company image becomes much better. And if company is in profit, you and I are also in profit, because we are a part of company. If company is getting a bonus, उसको अगर एक्स्ट्रा दो प्रोजेक्ट्स मिल रहा है कंपनी को, so we are also a part of that project, so we are also getting our performance incentives and bonuses, right? So if company is happy, we are happy. Next, creates good relations with you and of course with the rest of the world. Sabke saath. It is creating cordial relations, beautiful relations with everybody around. Improves the morale. Since you had decided that I would do something and now you have done it, your morale has gone up, your confidence has gone up. Now you know that okay, I am a great performer. जो मैंने सोचा था वो मैंने कर दिखाया. So you start feeling so proud about yourself that that kick, you know, takes you there. So that is always amazing. Reduces wastages and breakages. Of course, time waste, resource waste, कुछ भी waste नहीं हो रहा, because one person or rather every person is doing their task religiously. They're giving their heart and soul into it. So basically, everything is becoming happier, healthier, bigger. Facilitates initiatives and innovations. Now, we have been doing a task in a certain way. Somebody comes in and says कि ये task दूसरे तरीके से भी किया जा सकता है, जिससे हमारा पैसा भी बचेगा, टाइम भी बचेगा और टास्क भी बढ़िया से खत्म होगा. एंड यू आर लाइक वाओ, यस यही तो चाहिए था. ये एक अप्रोच हो सकता है. दूसरा, नहीं नहीं, तुम्हें ज्यादा दादागिरी दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ज्यादा नॉलेज की जरूरत नहीं है, जाओ जाओ हम जैसे कर रहे हैं वैसे ही करेंगे. ये एक अप्रोच हो सकता है. एज अ लीडर यू माइट बी हैविंग टू अप्रोचेस, वन yes, one no, one positive, one negative. So if you take that positive, maybe the other person's ideas might work wonders. सच में हो सकता है कि तुम्हारा पैसा भी बच जाए, टाइम भी बच जाए और काम भी अच्छे से हो जाए. You never know. Brilliant people have brilliant ideas. So be more welcoming. As a leader, as an individual, start welcoming ideas. Let all the ideas come to you, even as an individual. Then you have your own mind, you have your own conscience. You start thinking which one to take and which one not to take, and then do what you feel is correct for you, for that situation, for your parents, for your family. Do exactly what you think you should be doing for your family. Now this improves productivity. When you realize yourself as a successful person, you deliver more successfully, you become more productive. As a result, you are facilitating more innovation, you are facilitating more initiations, you are helping people grow, and as a result you are also growing. So that's called a positive environment. Exactly what you guys need to think right now. This is the beginning of your entire journey in LPU. You have just taken up the course. Now decide, close your eyes tonight, today evening, sit for 15 minutes in a lonely room, in a lonely corner, close your eyes and think that if I have chosen this course, why? What are the purposes? What do I actually think I should be doing? Where exactly do I see myself? आई वुड बी द हैप्पीएस्ट. वो हो पाएगा नहीं हो पाएगा बात की बात है. पहले डिसाइड तो कर लो कि करना क्या है. Probably once you know what you need to do, you will have better ways of reaching there. But first you know your destination ना. पहले डिसाइड तो कर लो तुम्हें शिमला जाना है, मनाली जाना है या तुम्हें कन्याकुमारी जाना है. ट्रेन की टिकट या फ्लाइट की टिकट्स तो उसी हिसाब से आएगी. इफ यू, हाँ चलो कहीं चलते हैं, कहीं का मतलब क्या, मैं कहाँ लेके जाऊं तुम्हें. You tell me you want to go to the mountains or you want to go to the sea. Then only I'll decide, अच्छा sea जाना है तो फिर we can plan for Goa. Mountains जाना है तो we can go to Manali. Now, that's how plans come, you know. If you don't think, nothing will come out. Majority of the students, they lack this orientation. I see students, they always feel कि सर करना था कर लिया, देखते हैं क्या होता है, देखते हैं क्या होता है नहीं. You know, in your heart down there, you should be knowing, okay, this could be a possibility. This could be possibility number two. This could be possibility number three. And this could be possibility number four. अब ये अलग बात है कि possibility number one हुआ तो मैं सबसे ज्यादा खुश होऊंगा. That's a different story. But then there are four possibilities that I see right in front of me. And these are the four possibilities I have to achieve. I have to move towards. अब जो भी आगे चलते चलते चार में से जो भी मुझे सबसे ज्यादा फीजिबल लगेगा, मुझे सबसे ज्यादा कन्वीनियंट लगेगा, आई विल रीच देयर. लेकिन कोशिश तो करना चाहिए ना. जहां भी पहुंचो, जो भी करो, वॉट एवर यू डू, वेर एवर यू रीच, you will have to try, and there is no substitute for that, right? So, features of goal setting theory. The willingness to work towards attainment of goals is one of the main sources of job motivation. As I have explained so far, the willingness to work towards attainment of goals, that I want to reach there, that is the main sources of job motivation. Two, clear, particular, and difficult goals are greater motivating factors than easy, general, and vague goals. Very important sentence. Clear, particular, and difficult goals are more motivating than easy, general, and vague goals. Vague मतलब बिल्कुल अस्पष्ट, जो दिख ही नहीं रहा है मुझे. I don't even know what my goals are. So if you have such vague goals, you will never be reaching where you would be the happiest. You will always be as a traveler. घूमते रह जाओगे. You will feel that something is missing in my life. But what? Is it fame that you want? Is it money that you want? Is it luxurious life that you want? What exactly do you want? Start asking yourself. That's a very, very vital question. Next, specific and clear goals lead to greater output and better performance. As I said, if you have specific goals, that is leading to greater output and better performance. Goals should be realistic and challenging. Now, if you put on goals, जैसे मैंने बोला कि मुझे रोल्स रॉयस चलाना सबको पसंद है, but tomorrow if I dream to have a Rolls Royce standing in front of my house, ये realistic नहीं है बाबा. जब तक मुझे अचानक से लॉटरी ना मिल जाए, और लॉटरी तो मुझे मिल नहीं से रहा. So कहाँ से आएगा इतना पैसा to buy a Rolls Royce? First, I'll have to struggle for an I-20 or a Santro only, na. From there only I can start my career, and then I can see where I can reach, if I can reach there at all. अब कुछ लोगों का, goals are not in terms of money. Like for example, for me, if you genuinely take me, I never had such dreams or aspirations of buying a luxurious car for myself, or maybe having a luxurious bungalow for myself. I always was more happy in doing certain things. Rather, traveling is something that I really enjoy. So I've actually used a lot of money, my personal money, in traveling because I love traveling. Even if I go and eat dal chawal, even if I don't get anything good to eat, उतना पैसा ही अगर नहीं है, और अगर थोड़ा सा पैसा भी बच गया ना, I feel like let me go and travel somewhere. So different people have different passions, different people have different things to love. You find out what exactly your priorities are. Do you want a bungalow? Do you want an Audi? Do you want a BMW? What do you want? Or maybe you are happy and contented with an I-20, but you want to travel. Or maybe you have certain other goals to yourself. So whatever your goals are, be clear about them. Goals should be realistic and challenging, as I said. Okay, misunderstanding should be avoided by setting ambiguous, measurable, and clear goals accompanied by a deadline for completion for each goal. So, if you have very, contradictory ideas in your mind that मुझे ये करना है और इस टाइम के अंदर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मुझे रोल्स रॉयस खरीदना है लेकिन 1 साल में. कम ऑन, वी आर नॉट a millionaire's kid, right? We are a very, very normal middle class people. We cannot buy a Rolls Royce in 1 year. We have to understand that for that I'll have to invest another 15 years of my life, probably 15 will come, maybe another 25 years of my life. So by the time I become old, probably I might be able to buy a Rolls Royce. So it's all about setting realistic goals for yourself. Having goals are important, but be that realistic. You should be clear that what you want to do, what would be your next step, and how are you approaching the goal that you have set for yourself. The last 1 2 slides. The following are the assumptions that were made for proposing the goal setting theory. Assumption number one: it is assumed that motivation is considered as a process. It is assumed, ऐसा समझा जाता है कि motivation is considered as a process. मतलब motivation itself एक process है. Because I also believe it's true to some extent, because if you keep on motivating somebody, the person keeps on moving. So it's more like a process only. It is assumed that every individual is competent enough to achieve the goals. I 100% agree to this. Each one of us are competent enough to achieve what we have thought if we give our 100% into it. Three, it is assumed that goals create motivational forces that motivate employees towards better performance. So, if you have proper goals, if you have clear goals, as a company, it gives a very clear idea to all the employees what exactly they need to do, and that will lead to better success chances. And assumption number four, it is assumed that the set goals and self related process are interrelated and interconnected. Self goals and goals of the company, self related process, it's all interconnected. So your personal growth equals to company's growth, company's growth equals to your personal growth. So it's vice versa. If the company is doing great, then you are also doing great for yourself, and we can't deny that fact. And if you are performing your best, of course the company has to do good in the future. So these two things are interrelated and interconnected. With this, we finish the PPT. So I'll stop sharing. I'll stop sharing. We are done with the PPT. Now, okay. Now it's time for us to understand that what was the whole purpose. Yes. Now, I mean, I have missed out on all the chats that you guys were sending me because I was concentrating more on that PPT part. But yes, I can see that you all have written beautiful, chats, and you all have responded, been responsive throughout the session, which is such an achievement for me. But I'm truly sorry, I haven't seen them, I haven't read them, because when I teach something, when I do something, i concentrated I mostly concentrate on that part itself. But now it's time for us to have a great conversation, and we can now discuss everything that everybody wants to put forward. Wait, let me come to the end. Uh, okay, so with this, I believe, with this PPT that we have done so far, I believe it is now clear that what we were trying to do, what we were trying to put forward in front of you, that this is just the beginning. Provide the PPT. I'll do that, Vita. I'll do that. Wait, first, let us have a discussion. We are yet to talk. We have enough time to talk. Wait. Now, now, what is the purpose of giving it? What is the purpose of doing this session? You know, it's a takeaway message. Like when you end this session in the evening, you should not be thinking कि हमने क्या सीखा आज. So the takeaway message from this entire discussion is that it's very important from the very first day of your life that you start setting goals for yourself, be that professional or personal. Start having very clear ideas about what you want to achieve. And now once you know what you are going to achieve, probably you can find the best route or the best path towards it, leading towards it. And whatever hurdles come in that path, you will have to overcome all of them one by one, and then will have to reach your target. You have to reach your destination. So that is all I wanted to convey to all of you. Now I believe, Arpit sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here. I
Okay.
was
Huh.
listening to you.
Arpit sir, what I was thinking, if we could have a little discussion with the students, now can I have them unmuted for some time, or they will be writing in the chat box only?
So they can write in the chat box. A few students, if they have very, no, very important questions, we can unmute them selectively, but not all
Okay,
at once. The feature is not available here.
okay,
If the
okay.
student really want to talk about something, I can personally, individually unmute.
Okay, so if there is anybody who wants to speak out something, wants to share something, or maybe wants to ask something, and you need the mic for that. If it is just a question, you can write it down in the chat box. If it is something that you want to explain, then please raise your hand, request us so that we can get you unmuted so that you can talk. And the rest of the students, I request all of you to ask your questions. Now let's have 10-15 minutes of doubt clearing session. Any doubt, any question, anything that you want to ask.
We have some hand raises. We have hand raised from Aditya and Jaskar, and I'm making them allowed to talk.
Okay.
Aditya and Jaskar, you can unmute and speak. Regarding the start of class, an announcement will be floated on your LMS. So you will be knowing that class when the actual classes are going to start. Students are not speaking. Students,
Jaskaran, you had raised your hand. If you would want to speak, please speak up.
otherwise also, sir, Avik sir, I think I would like to inform other students also that this exercise we have scheduled so that all the new learners who have joined us in this semester only, they can come to know because their classes have not started yet. They
Hmm.
can come to know what kind of inputs we try to provide to them.
Right.
Like an expert like yourself also, you came
Hmm.
here to tell the students that how important it is to set the goals at very initial phase of their career. And most of the students are here, they are at the initial first semester students, and how important it is to set their goals. And you have very beautifully explained all of these to the students. I was reading out some of the feedback students have shared with us through the feedback link. I will share the same feedback with you also. And they have written very beautiful things also, that what they have adapted from this session and what they are going to how they are going to implement their learning also through the session. I would like to make a request to other students also to share their feedback with us so that we can improve further sessions, future sessions.
I got a question here, a beautiful question. Somebody has asked, Priya Day has asked, difference between ambition and goal, how to figure out if the goal I have set is realistic. That's a beautiful question, Priya. I would like to quickly give you the answer. Well, ambition and goal, these are two almost the same word. They are used in two different scenarios in life. When you try to achieve something, like in your personal terms we call it an ambition. When it is more of a cumulative effort of a lot of people involved, that is the professional part, we call it a goal. So that part is problem, that part is answered. But the second part is a very interesting question. It says how to figure out if the goal I have is realistic. Well, it all depends on how ambitious you are. Certain, for if I take an example of Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, so the dreams that he had when he was not a star, when he was just a normal Delhi boy, was not realistic. anybody he would come across, he himself in his interview has told that apart from his own mother, nobody believed him. But his mothers are always like that. So mother always believed in him, and now he has achieved it. Now there is nobody who can tell you what is realistic, what is not. There is no boundary that you can draw to yourself. All you know, that whatever goals you are setting, whatever dreams you have, if you have the required I would say the logistics to reach there. Now logistics involve everything: your knowledge, your skill, your hard work, your dedication, how much time you are giving into it. All of these logistics, if you are ready to give everything, then whatever your dreams are, that will come true. you know and it has to align with your knack and passion also. Say for example, you are a good dancer, but you have an unrealistic dream related to singing, then of course that does not align. So that way you will never be able to achieve what you think you can. So if you are a dancer, you will have to set a goal related to dancing only. But whatever you can do to reach there, you as long as you can give that, nothing is impossible, nothing is unrealistic. I hope I have answered your question, Priya. Are there any disadvantages to setting goals? Okay, thank you. No, not really. There is no disadvantages. In fact, there are only advantages. That puts you in the right track, beta. When you have goals set for yourself, you know exactly, and you become responsible for every step that you take. That's the only advantage, because you become more responsible. You know whatever you do, that is going to take you to some position, like situation, that makes you a more responsible person. So basically there is no disadvantage of setting goals, it's only advantages. Yes, one disadvantage could be there, since we are discussing, I always believe in showing my students the real picture and not only the flowery picture. So that way, one thing I can say, that yes, there could be one disadvantage, that if in case you are not able to reach there, some people might be very broken and disheartened. Now that can lead to very drastic situations, like some people, we see a lot of good, like newspapers, that young children who could not pass, they have finished their lives, or maybe they have killed their friends, they have suicided, or something of that sort. Now it all depends on your mindset, where you see yourself, how strong you think you are. So that's the only disadvantage. If you set a goal and if you cannot achieve, get up and try for the next one. So if you break yourself down, then that could be a disadvantage. Don't do that. Wake up and start running once again. How to stay disciplined, motivated to achieve your goals, because sometimes our ambition is strong, but our motivation is not. As I said, beta, Urja Sharma, I said this in the very beginning itself, that don't expect people to motivate you every time. There are very few people who understand you the best. Probably your parents, especially your mother, is the only person who understands 98% of you. But still, there are 2%, which is a very, very secret thing that is inside your heart. Nobody can know except you yourself. So basically, if you wait for somebody else to come and motivate you, that is not going to happen. Probably the motivation might even uh, you know uh, prove to be useless to you. Whatever motivation this person gave, you did not feel motivated at all. So you are the only person who is responsible for yourself. You motivate yourself in whichever way you want to. So, I know people personally who are like, if I pass this examination, I'll gift myself with this. So they plan actually gifts for themselves. That's also a good way to motivate yourself. And some people who are like very realistic, who are like very practical, they think, नहीं नहीं अपने आप पे पैसा खर्च कौन करता है, so किसी और से ले लेंगे. So they have different ways of doing it. But at the end, you should always look up to something that you have been wanting for a very long time. And once you achieve that milestone, once you achieve that benchmark, please don't lie to yourself and give the gift that you have promised. चाहे खुद से दे दो, चाहे किसी और से मांग के दे दो, बट गिफ्ट जरूर लेना, दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, so please, if we set steps to achieve any specific goal, then how can we so ensure that steps that are set by ourselves is appropriate? You are your best judge, as I have told you. You know, you are your best judge, and nobody else can come and take your position and they can tell you this is right, this is wrong. Nothing is right and wrong as long as you think you are doing it correct. So whatever you decide you will do, you please start working on it. Take baby steps, take small steps, and that will make it, kind of absolutely, it becomes a part of you, that you are pushing yourself every time to move one step ahead, so that your journey becomes much easier. Somebody had asked about smart goal setting. Okay, smart goals, well, as S stands for specific. Smart goals, it's a very good question. It S stands for specific. So whatever goals you have in your head, make sure that you are very specific about them. M starts for measurable. As I said, that whatever goals you set, you should be able to measure them. It should not be endless, countless, eternity. It doesn't happen that way. So it should be measurable. A stands for attainable. If you know that you can attain that goal, you know whatever it takes, but you will be reaching there. R stands for realistic. Goals that are realistic, goals uh, that are for you, and that are that you can achieve, that you are good to achieve. And T stands for time bound. As I said in the early beginning, that every goal comes with a time tag. So if you think that this goal will take another 2 years, keep it 2 years only. Jab hoga tab hoga, aise nahi hota. You need to have a time bound. So SMART, that's called smart goals. I hope I have given your answer. Sir, my company set unrealistic targets by themselves, which ultimately becomes our goal, and because they are unrealistic, we end up with getting nowhere and feel demotivated. Please suggest something. I'll just tell you one thing, Deepti. एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. मानो your company has given you 100 rupees का target. ठीक है. Now you know it's impossible to reach 100 rupees. As a result, you start working towards it, you start pushing yourself towards it, और तुम बड़े मुश्किल से 60 65 तक पहुंच पाए. You have reached until 60 65. उससे ज्यादा impossible. Now always know, remember one thing, that when companies put goals on you, they know what are your credibilities. They have deliberately put 100 as your target, because they know that if they put 100, you will push yourself to reach 60 65. If they put 60 65, you wouldn't even put efforts to reach 30 35. Then you are not actually exploiting all the capabilities that you have. You are not trying to figure out all the ways. You are not working your hearts out. Now since they have given you targets of 100, you have reached 60 65. Now that means this was within your capability. You yourself did not know. So कोई भी कंपनी जब आपको टारगेट देती है, कंपनी को पता है 100% अचीवमेंट ऑफ द टारगेट इज नेवर पॉसिबल. और ये टारगेट देते टाइम they know it, and they give you the target. They know कि इसका 1% नहीं हो पाएगा, and still they give you, so that they want you to push yourselves. That's how this entire sales and marketing team works. That, to some people, that is a positive motivation. अगर target नहीं हुआ तो काम करके फायदा क्या? I have heard, I do have my friends who work in sales and marketing. They say कि now to without target I can't even imagine my life. It would be so empty, where I don't know what to do because there is nobody who is pushing me. So targets, that's how that industry works. So you can't complain about it. Okay, sir, but sir, they did not consider 60, 65. I don't. Okay, now that's a very individualistic case, Deepthi. I'm so sorry, but then I'm really sorry to hear this. But yes, majority of the companies who actually give targets, they always know the targets will never be fulfilled. Now, probably they might be having some unrealistic goals with you. Maybe they thought you can go up to 85. Even after 100 trials you couldn't reach cross 65. That's your limitation. Maybe your company was a little over realistic about you. That should, again, I mean, come on, those big companies who have their names in the market, they always understand this factor, and they always have a plan B also. That what if you cannot reach 80, 85, because they know that you will stop at 8, 60, 65. After that, for the next 20 until 85, they will have a plan B also. That's called goal setting for the company. So intelligent companies do put things intelligently. But yes, smaller organizations where people are less knowledgeable about these factors, and of course they understand less of human emotions, there you might face a little challenge. But that's how the world works. But let's not talk about company objectives and goals as of now. Let us concentrate only on personal goals, what you can do to put yourself there. Sir, I think, Arpit sir, I think we have taken quite a good number of questions. Do you think we should
Correct.
take any more questions as of now?
I saw a very wonderful question, so let me just try to find it.
Deepthi saying I'm working at HDFC. I didn't want to comment on that.
Sanaya Kaur has asked a question that how is setting a goal different from just dreaming or wishing for something?
Setting a goal, when you actually start taking steps and you plan your steps, what your next step would be. Dreaming is just dreaming when you don't work for it, but goal setting is when you start working. You wake up and you start working towards it. That's called goal setting.
I think the way you have explained even during your presentation also, there is a whole set of plan that stop procrastination, then set some time
Right.
boundaries. And these are all the steps which they can follow. And this is how you can distinguish your dreams with the goal setting.
Thank you for lecture. Thank you so much, Beta.
Okay, guys, I would like to thank all of you for joining this masterclass, and I hope you have learned and you have realized that how important it is to set the goals at any point of your life towards anything. Like if academically, if professional, in personal life, there could be goals for small-term goals, long-term goals. So, sir has very beautifully explained all of these things, and I hope you will implement all of those learnings which you have taken from this session. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining and giving your time for this masterclass. I would also like to thank our speaker of the day, Mr. Avik Chakraborty, who has
Thank
shared
you
his
so
wisdom.
much.
Mr. Avik Chakraborty has shared his wisdom with all of you, and I hope it will be a big leap in your goal setting. Lastly, I would also like to thank the organization, our head of wing, Gindi Nijavan ma'am, the senior dignitaries, the team members who are working behind to get the registration to keep all of you on board on this platform so that we can, present this kind of session with you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
Thank you. Thank you.